Hello and welcome to another video from oorail. This is a short video to show you the Dwight D Eisenhower. It is a limited edition Bachmann A4 Pacific, and it was released a couple of years ago. Now the Dwight D Eisenhower was originally named the Golden Shuttle. It was renamed after the Supreme Allied Commander in World War II. And so Dwight D Eisenhower, the steam locomotive itself, is actually one of the locomotives that you'll be able to see today at the Mallard 75 event in the National Railroad Museum in New York. It's normally in the Railroad Museum here in the United States, and we'll have some information up about that on the scroll bar as normal. Now this particular model is most likely very similar to the new A4 Pacifics that Bachmann have just released to commemorate the Mallard 75 event. So if you like this type of locomotive, this year is a very good year to pick up various different models. This particular one is a 9-carat gold, and it's has a limited edition certificate that it's one out of 250 pieces that were specially produced. And if anyone interested, is what the certificate actually looks like. And this is one I picked up off of eBay. It actually came with a very nice wooden block box as well. So it has some extra detail that I've put on it, and I had to glue the whistle in place and so on, but it runs fairly well. Now, I will say that it does not handle the curves very well. It has no problems handling the 3rd and 4th radius curves or the 22-inch American radius curves. However, it does not like the 2nd radius curves as well as the Hornby ones do. So if you've got a layout that has some 2nd radius curves on it, you may want to look at the Hornby versions rather than the Bachmann. For some reason, the valve gear and some of the piston rods just tend to get fouled up on those curves. It's almost like the just doesn't quite have the turning radius, so there's enough play in it that the piston rods start to touch against each other, and if that turn is just a little bit too sharp, those piston rods will actually touch and lock and possibly derail. So I've seen this problem on both this Bachmann, which is the Dwight D Eisenhower, as well as the Sir Nigel Gressel. So it may just be something that Bachmann had a problem with this particular year, but it looks like it could be a potential warning sign. So if you had to, even though the detailing is a little bit nicer on the Bachmann, if you have any 2nd radius curves, I would definitely look at the Hornby ones first. The Hornby ones that I have are kind of the older, early 2000 kind of year Hornby locomotives. So they're both ring-filled motors in the tender. This particular locomotive has the motor in the locomotive itself. It runs really well, as you've seen on the layout. Just like I said, it has some issues with those 2nd radius curves. So if you want to run this particular locomotive, I'd highly recommend having a little bit more gradual curve. So it'll run well on the extension part of the oorail layout, but at medium speed it seemed to handle the secondary radius curves okay, but at slow speed or at high speed it wasn't really liking it. It would derail maybe every 8th or 9th pass around the layout, so it's not a great deal. So I'm gonna leave you with a couple of shots of the Dwight D Eisenhower, and we hope you enjoy this series of videos we released today to celebrate the Mallard 75 event. Thank you for watching this video on the Dwight D Eisenhower. Hopefully the Dwight D Eisenhower will return to the United States next year. I'll get a chance to see it in person. And hope you enjoyed the previous video, which you haven't had a chance to look at. It was on the Silverlink, the original A4 Pacific that broke the Spiel record on its inaugural run back in 1935. So our next video will be on Sir Nigel Gresley, the A4 Pacific, and then we'll have one on the A4 Pacific Mallard, and we'll round out our Mallard 75th event videos. So I hope you enjoyed this one, and hopefully you'll catch the next one.